What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to No Lights Metal. It's time for a rock metal update. That's right. Time for a rock metal update. Been a long time coming. It's been a while since I've had a chance to do one of these. All 12-inch vinyl. I'm going to end up splitting this into two pieces. Got a lot to show. This first video is going to be all new releases for 2022. And then the second is going to be like classic stuff that I picked up, original pressings, that kind of thing. So we're going to start right off with the new Scorpions. This is the double LP version of this. Rock Believer, the new album, Rock Believer, 2 LP, 16 tracks, 180 gram heavyweight gatefold vinyl. Yeah, it's odd cover, kind of interesting. I mean, the more you look at it, the more you find. There's like there's a scorpion tattooed on the girl's tongue, and for whatever reason, the hand on her head is not covered in the red stuff that's covering her face. Anyhow, whatever. But musically, it's melodic, like late 80s sounding Scorpions. I mean, if you're looking for Blackout, if you're looking for Yuli era, it is none of that. It's just not quite that heavy or quite that experimental. Much more melodic, kind of radio friendly, especially the production. But I think the songs are good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. There are, of course, several obligatory ballads on here. I guess that's one of the things you're going to always get with the Scorpions. But overall, I mean, if you like the the late 80s and up till now Scorpions, chances are you're going to like this one too. It's a solid album. They still sound really good. Claws still sounds great. Hooky songs, everything you expect from the classic German hard rock heavy metal bands. So quite like it. Glad I picked it up. I've been a Scorpions fan almost my entire life, so I still like the Yuli era Scorpions the best, but when they put new stuff out, I still like to check it out. And like I said, I actually was impressed. I actually did enjoy it. I've heard some people say it's too poppy. I think the production is more poppy than the actual songs itself, but regardless. All right, next up, brand new album from Voivod. Yeah, this is just a no-brainer. Anything Voivod is going to be in my collection. I love Voivod. I have since the 80s, and that has not let up, despite the fact that they've changed styles over the years. Very much, in the vein of the last few albums, where they're still experimenting with the progressive rock sounds and the odd timings, the odd guitar riffing, and everything you like about Voivod still here. I mean, obviously, it's not all the original members anymore. But we still have Snake, of course, and Away on drums. So of course, Snake singing on there. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a good album. I only got to play it once so far. Just got it, so I'm looking forward to spinning it some more. Classic Voivod. Love the album cover art as well. I like the black and white look. I just think it's really cool. So there you go. Brand new Voivod. If you didn't know about it, pick it up. If you're a fan of Voivod, you're not going to be disappointed. It's still, like I said, very much in the same, progressive rock, progressive metal, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I tend to think of progressive metal as being like, Dream Theater and that kind of thing, and Voivod and Dream Theater don't sound anything alike. But they definitely have a technical sound, a progressive sound. So kind of a sad one here. This is the very last album for vocalist Eric Wagner. This is his solo album he was working on before he passed away. Of course, he passed away from COVID last year while he was out on tour with The Skull. My other channel that I'm part of, the Metal Roundtable, we actually did an interview with him like 2 days before he passed away, and that was the very last interview that he had done. If I remember, I'll try and remember to put a link below if you're interested in checking that out. But in any case, if you like Trouble, if you like The Skull, you're going to like this album. It's a little more mellow at times, but there's still a lot of heavy, real Trouble-esque sort of sounds on here. Lots of big names, especially in doom metal that are part of this project. Let me see if they actually list them on here. I'm pretty sure they do. Okay, so we've got Victor Griffin from Pentagram and Death Row, of course, playing some guitar on here. Who else is on here that I remember? We got Ron Holzner who also was in The Skull and Trouble. David Snyder from Blackfinger, and let's see who else is on here. Sean McAllister from Trouble, Chuck Robinson from Trouble. Let's see, who else is on here that we might know? That's about it that I recognize. Lothar Keller, also from The Skull. So, yeah, I mean, if you're into that sound, you know, that classic doom, stoner rock somewhere in the middle there sound that, you know, Eric Wagner kind of pioneered, then you're going to like his solo album, In the Lonely Light of Morning. Mourning. So there you go. Very good album. Cruz del Sur Records. Alright, next up, another solo album, King's X. This is Ty Tabor. Of course, just at the end of last year, we got a new Doug Pinnick solo album. Here is the brand new Ty Tabor solo album. This is the a Rat Pack release. Very, I don't know how to explain the sound on this one. It's kind of poppy, but not like radio poppy, like Beatles poppy. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I think if you like King's X and you like some of their less heavy material, you're probably going to like this. I mean, after all, it is Ty Tabor, one of the main songwriters, guitar player, vocalist in King's X. So that's kind of the sound you get here. I mean, he's not really doing anything super different than you would expect from him. So cool artwork. Packaging is always really well done from Rat Pack Records. Comes obviously as an Obi strip. I have yet to pull off the plastic on this one, but I will eventually. And I believe this is on a colored vinyl too. So there you go. Let's flip it over because the other side is almost the exact opposite. So yeah, it's a good album. I enjoyed it. It's like I said, if you're into that King's X sound, you know, vocal harmonies, Beatles influences, guitar influenced rock and roll. That's all it is. I did pick up the. This is a little, I don't know what size this thing, 10 by 10 insert that's autographed. And that came as part of the package deal from when I pre-ordered it from Rat Pack Records. What can I say? I'm a King's X fanatic. I pretty much pick up anything by them. Looking forward to the Pound Hound Pineapple Skunk and Ty Tabor Safety, both coming out on vinyl this year on Brutal Planet Records, also on gold disc. So very cool. Those are coming out as well. But in the meantime, Ty Tabor. Shades. Alright, this one way outside the hard rock heavy metal spectrum. This is Yes, of course. I showed this one a couple times on my Facebook page and on Instagram, and the first question people seem to ask is it any good? I enjoyed it. I'm hearing some people say they don't like it. To me, it sounds like Yes. Does it, is it going to top the classic 70s Yes catalog? No. I mean, first of all, John Anderson's not singing in the band anymore. Second of all, Steve Howe is gone. I mean, excuse me, I said Steve Howe. Steve Howe is actually the main songwriter here, and he's actually the producer and everything. But Chris Howe is gone. Chris Howe, of course, had a very unique and very heavy style of bass playing, and that is definitely absent from this album. But I still quite enjoyed it. Packaging is superb, as you might expect from, of course, the Yes album. Love the logo and the text. It's really, really nicely done. Here's the band. So who do you have left? Basically Steve Howe, Alan White, who's been in and out of the band for a long time, Jeff Downs, who's been in and out of the band for a long time, John Davidson, Billy Sherwood, and Jay Schellen. So those are the guys who are in the band now. So the only guy from the classic, 70s period is Steve Howe. Although Alan White was around during that time as well. So, but yeah, I don't know. Yes, without John Anderson is a little bit odd to me. Yes, without Chris Squire is really odd to me. But I also thought it was cool that they included this inside there. There's this beautiful booklet. I mean, it's almost like a CD booklet. When there's big giant CD booklets, but it's thick too. It's got to be a good 24 pages. It's got photos of the bands, lyrics, for us old men, because you can read this without glasses. So you can kind of get the idea. But yeah, it's a huge book came in this thing. So really nice packaging again. I guess it's, you know, that's one of the things about vinyl and that I enjoy is the packaging and all the, you know, the artwork that you're not going to get. You're streaming or downloading or whatever other garbage people are into these days. So, all right, next up we've got one that's fantastic. I mean, I think this is one of their best, but then again, they haven't really released a stinker in a long time. But this is the brand new Saxon Carpe Diem, and man, just great, straightforward, heavy metal. I mean, it's heavy. It's, you know, people tend to think heavy these days. They think, you know, down-tuned metalcore, breakdowns, and that kind of garbage. No. These guys write heavy riffs, heavy songs, and they are, I mean, if they're tuned down, they're probably tuned down half step, but most likely they're straight up, you know, standard E. But great sound. Biff still sounds fantastic on vocals. Just a really good album from Saxon. So, I mean, if you're into classic Saxon, if you're into the albums I've done over the last 10 years, you're not going to be disappointed with this one whatsoever. Really, again, nice packaging, too. I don't know how well it's going to show, unless I take it out of here. But besides the artwork, which I think is rather nice, it also has some very nice UV coatings on here. So what is UV coating? It's that shine. Let's see if I can get see the glare and the logo there. See how it glares on the logo only, but not on the background? That's the UV coating I'm talking about. So really cool. Gatefold. Nice picture of the band. There's also a lyric insert. And I think I just got the black vinyl. Yeah, just straightforward black vinyl. So, but classic Saxon. I mean, it just, you know, if you're into Saxon, you're not going to be disappointed. And if you're not into straightforward heavy metal, and you know, I mean, I've actually had arguments with people online in recent years and months that Saxon aren't even a heavy metal band; they're just a hard rock band because they're not as heavy as Slayer, not as heavy as this band, not as heavy as that band. Yeah, that's just history revisionism, in my opinion. So, Saxon were one of the new wave of British heavy metal hopefuls that you know, everybody thought were going to conquer the world, and they didn't conquer the world. They didn't come as big as Iron Maiden or Def Leppard, but they definitely are one of the mainstays and one of the greats from that era. So, Saxon. All right, two more. This is the new Annihilator, which is a re-recording of the Metal album. I don't know which one I like better. I like the old one. I don't know why they decided to re-record that particular album, but they also did some different tracks on here, mixed things up, different people singing on here. You've got backing vocals from Danko Jones, Dan Beeler from Exciter, Alan Johnson from Exciter. Who else is on here? Joe Walsh from Joe Thrasher. Of course, Jeff Waters is the main guy here. But they also do a cover of what song is on? Heavy Metal Maniac from Exciter. Cool song for them to cover. Yeah, I don't know. See, Dave Lombardo, is he on here too? Yeah, Dave Lombardo plays drums on this thing. Stu Block does the vocals. It's exactly what you would expect from Annihilator. I don't know why they decided to redo the Metal album. It's called Metal 2. It's definitely reimagined. It's definitely different enough that it almost comes off as a new album, even though some of the songs are the same. But I really quite enjoyed it. I can't imagine this will not make it my top 30 for the year, because it's a really solid album from Annihilator. I really enjoyed it, and I need to give it a few more spins. It is brand new. I only have had it for a short time, so I've only given it a couple spins so far, but quite enjoyed it. What I need to do is pull the Metal album out and really compare the two, because it's been a while since I spun that one. But regardless, great album from them. Again, it does a gatefold, nice packaging, lyrics. I believe it. I just bought the black vinyl. If I can get this thing out, there we go. So there you go. There's the vinyl. Like I said, black. And likewise, that was a reimagined, re-recorded album of one of their older albums. This is the new Deliverance. This too is reimagined, re-recorded. This is freaking brilliant. I mean, I like Camelot and Smithereens, the album that came out back, 1995? But that album, when it came out, I liked it, but it was a bit of a disappointment. It just wasn't as good as what I had hoped for. And I've grown to like it over the years. It's never been in my, if I did a top 5 Deliverance albums, Camelot would not make it in the top 5. However, this reissue, this reimagined version, it's freaking awesome. It has a vibe similar to, I'm almost afraid to say this, but it has a vibe that's similar to Operation Mindcrime. Not that it sounds like Queensryche or Operation Mindcrime, just that it has a vibe similar to it. You know, it's got the storytelling to it, it's got the voiceovers, it's got the narratives, it's got you know, great riffing, melodic vocals. It's got all that going on. So to me, it's on par with Operation Mindcrime, which is saying a lot because I know people hold that album in high esteem. I think this album is very well done. Really good album. Camelot, MMXXI, which I believe is 2021. Unfortunately, due to all the manufacturing, you know, problems and the amount of time it takes to get vinyl done these days, it's now 2022 and the vinyl is finally coming out. But regardless, it's still a great album. So it's actually Camelot in Smithereens Redux. That's the title on the spine. That's the title of the album. Great artwork as well. Really like it. No, I did not do the artwork for this one. Yes, I did do the layout and design work, but the cover art was actually done by another artist, Robert Steele. And then I took his artwork and I used that artwork to create something for the back and inserts. And so here's the insert with liner notes. There's your lyrics. And then some people who did the crowdfunding several years ago also got a poster with their copies that looks like this and has their names on it. So as you can see, the bottom, it's got all the sponsors' names on it. Again, I did not do the actual drawing. I did design the poster, did lay it out. The actual poster was that drawing you see in the background there was again done by Robert Steele. So I think all I did was add the logo and make a few minor adjustments and just make it presentable as a poster. So there you go. But again, great album from Deliverance. It's not thrash metal. It is more melodic. It's heavy. It's got a lot of heavy riffing in it. It's got that, you know, super heavy Mesa Boogie crunch tone and the whole thing. But it's not as heavy or fast as their last album. It's much more melodic, almost like I said, in line with Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime. So there you go. That is my 2022 pickups for the year. That is my part 1 of 2 of my vinyl updates. So I appreciate y'all watching. Check these bands out. Check these releases out. Let me know what you think of them if you've picked up any of them. And I appreciate everybody who watches. God bless. Stay strong.